Have you ever stepped into a warm room and felt your world suddenly blur, your glasses fogging up in an instant, as if the universe itself decided to hide the view just for a moment? That simple, almost mundane event holds a secret that extends far beyond the realm of optics, whispering a lesson about patience, observation, and understanding. Richard Feynman, one of the greatest minds to ever embrace the mysteries of the natural world, taught us to see curiosity not as a trivial habit, but as a doorway to profound insight. When warm, moist air encounters a cold surface, tiny droplets form, coating your lenses and obscuring the world before your eyes. On its surface, this is nothing more than condensation, a small physical phenomenon dictated by the rules of nature. Yet if you look closer, if you really allow yourself to wonder, you see that this simple fog mirrors the moments in life when clarity is suddenly lost, when circumstances cloud your vision, and when the path forward seems hidden behind a veil of uncertainty. Every drop that forms is a gentle reminder that conditions change constantly, that what seems opaque at first glance can be understood if you study it patiently, and that life itself, much like science, is a series of interactions between forces you may not always control. Feynman insisted that to understand, you must observe closely, question relentlessly, and never accept the world at its superficial appearance. The fog on your glasses is a teacher, asking you to slow down, to notice the temperature of the air, the warmth of your own breath, and the invisible currents that carry moisture across space. It is in these tiny, overlooked details that nature reveals its elegance, showing that even the smallest phenomena obey patterns, principles, and rules, and that human curiosity is the bridge between confusion and clarity. Think about how often your life gets fogged up by distractions, by stress, by situations that momentarily obscure your goals. Just as a lens clears with a gentle wipe or a shift in environment, clarity in life comes when you approach challenges with attention, curiosity, and an openness to understanding. There is no rush, no sudden magic, only the gradual unveiling that comes from observing, reflecting, and acting with intention. This is why even a moment as fleeting as fogged glasses can teach you more than 1,000 rushed attempts at comprehension. You are not just witnessing condensation, you are witnessing a microcosm of existence itself. How heat meets cold, how imbalance seeks equilibrium, how clarity arises from patience, and how the curious mind, like that of Richard Feynman, transforms observation into wisdom. So, the next time your vision blurs, resist the urge to curse it or look away. Instead, marvel at the lesson quietly unfolding in front of you, reminding you that life's fog is never permanent, and that every hidden truth waits patiently for those willing to see. But what if the fog never seemed to lift? Imagine standing there, your lenses clouded, the world outside blurred and indistinct, and the feeling of frustration creeping in, whispering that clarity is impossible, that understanding is forever out of reach. It is in that tension, between the urge to see clearly and the stubborn persistence of the fog, that true insight begins to take root. Just as warm air meets cold glass and creates condensation, life presents moments where knowledge and understanding collide with uncertainty, leaving us in temporary darkness. Richard Feynman often reminded us that the universe does not owe us immediate answers. It unfolds its secrets only to those willing to watch, experiment, and question with relentless curiosity. The suspense of not knowing, the discomfort of the blurred vision, is not punishment. It is the invitation to think, to explore, to experiment with perspective. In the same way that shifting your head, breathing differently, or adjusting the angle of light can eventually clear your glasses, approaching a problem from a new angle, examining the assumptions you carry, or pausing to reflect can gradually dissolve the fog in your mind. Life does not reward impatience. It rewards attention, observation, and willingness to engage with complexity. The condensation that formed instantly may seem sudden and arbitrary, yet it obeys exact laws of physics, laws that are invisible until we take the time to study them. Likewise, the obstacles that obscure your path, the uncertainties that cloud your judgment, are governed by patterns and principles that reveal themselves only to the patient and the curious. There is a kind of suspenseful beauty in this process, a tension between the unknown and the knowable, that calls for courage. You are encouraged to linger in the uncertainty, to recognize the power of asking questions without immediately expecting answers, and to embrace the fog not as an enemy, but as a teacher. Think of every blurred moment as a challenge to your perception, a call to refine your observation, and a test of your ability to remain curious in the face of frustration. Feynman's approach to science was never about memorizing formulas or seeking shortcuts. It was about engaging fully with the mystery, embracing doubt as a companion rather than a barrier. In that way, your fog glasses are a metaphor for every situation in which clarity is delayed, a reminder that the answers are not lost, merely waiting for the right conditions, the right insight, the right moment of careful attention. The suspense, the not knowing, is where transformation begins, where you learn the patience to stand with ambiguity, and where the act of observing itself becomes a form of understanding. Every droplet clinging to your lens, every moment of blurred perception, invites you to slow down, to study the interaction between forces, to appreciate the hidden patterns in what seemed chaotic, and to cultivate a mindset that turns frustration into fascination. The fog is not permanent. Clarity always emerges, but only through your willingness to engage deeply, to notice subtleties, and to honor the process of discovery, just as Richard Feynman taught us to honor the universe itself. Eventually the fog lifts. Perhaps it happens slowly, almost imperceptibly, or perhaps a single movement clears your lenses and the world bursts back into focus. That moment, when clarity returns, carries with it more than relief. It carries understanding, a sense of accomplishment, and the quiet reminder that patience, curiosity, and careful attention always bear fruit. Just as warm, moist air retreating from cold glass allows condensation to disappear, life too resolves its moments of uncertainty when we approach them with intention rather than frustration. Richard Feynman believed that the joy of discovery is inseparable from the willingness to embrace complexity, to remain curious even when the answers are hidden, and to recognize that the universe has its own timing. In that sense, fog glasses are not merely a minor annoyance. They are a metaphor for the challenges that obscure your path, the moments of doubt that test your resolve, and the temporary confusion that teaches you to observe more carefully and think more deeply. Every droplet of condensation, every second of blurred vision, mirrors how life often requires us to slow down, to reflect, and to engage with subtle forces that we cannot always control. The key is not to curse the fog or wish it away, but to understand it, to study it, and to find ways to work with it rather than against it. By noticing the patterns, adjusting your approach, and experimenting with small changes, whether it's breathing differently, moving to a warmer space, or wiping the lens, you learn that control and insight come through engagement, not avoidance. And so it is with life. Clarity does not arrive magically. It is earned through curiosity, observation, and deliberate action. Feynman's wisdom reminds us that understanding is not about memorizing the world, but about participating in its processes, noticing its rhythms, and allowing your mind to remain alert and open. The fog that once seemed frustrating becomes a lesson in patience, a testament to the power of observation, and a mirror of the broader truths of existence. When you finally see clearly again, you are not just viewing the world, you are transformed by the process of discovery itself. You have learned to embrace uncertainty, to find fascination in the mundane, and to trust that insight follows careful attention. Life, like condensation, is full of temporary obscurities that vanish when approached with curiosity and respect for natural laws. Each instance of fogged vision is an opportunity to practice mindfulness, to cultivate patience, and to deepen your appreciation for the intricate interplay of forces that shape every moment. It is a call to remain engaged, to honor the process of learning, and to find joy not only in clarity, but in the unfolding journey toward it. So the next time your glasses fog, do not rush or complain. Pause, observe, and marvel at the hidden lessons waiting to be discovered. Embrace the curiosity that Feynman celebrated. Allow the suspense to sharpen your perception. And remember that clarity is always within reach if you remain attentive, patient, and willing to learn. If you are benefiting from our topics, please subscribe, like, and turn on the bell notification so you can see our new videos early.